Thank you, Sergeant. Good morning. On behalf of the New Jersey Department of Military and Veterans Affairs and Brigadier General Lisa J. Howe, the Adjutant General, I welcome you to our State of New Jersey Medal Ceremony. My name is Chuck Robbins. I'm the Outreach Coordinator at the New Jersey Department of Military and Veterans Affairs, and I'll be your Master of Ceremonies here today. At this time, I ask you all to please rise as we offer an opening prayer, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance, and then our national anthem. Lord, we thank you for the service to our great country of those being honored here today, and ask you bless them for their hardships they face, the sacrifices they made, and for the many contributions over tyranny and oppression. Let us never forget these sacrifices, and the freedoms and liberties we so enjoy are because of honorable service. Honorable service we should not only remember on Memorial Day, but every day of the year. We ask you to also watch over those serving today in harm's way and all our military personnel, wherever they may be. Amen. Please join me in reciting the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please remain standing and feel free to sing for the playing of our national anthem. Yes. Thank you. Please be seated. Once again, I'd like to welcome everyone here to this great mall. It's hard to believe it's been 5 years since our last visit. That's the Department of Military and Veterans Affairs here, but I want to say we are honored to be back. The Ocean County Mall has always been supportive of us, and we ask you please go shopping when the ceremony is over and spend a lot of money in the mall. We really appreciate that. This is a very veteran-friendly mall. I'd also, before we begin, like to take a moment to thank the Ocean County Commissioners, the Ocean County Veterans Service Bureau, the County Connection, and a host of others whom we'll recognize soon for helping in putting this Salute to America Veterans / Veterans Meet and Greet together here today. So before we go any further and hear from some great people, I'd like to take a moment to recognize some distinguished guests with us here today. First, we have the Assistant Adjutant General, Air, New Jersey National Guard. He's also the commander of the New Jersey Air National Guard and is the current superintendent in Veterans Haven South, Brigadier General Patrick M. Kennedy. From the 3rd Congressional District, Congressman Andy Kim could not be here today, but with us is his constituent services advocate and outreach person, Jason Engel. Welcome, Jason. And thank you for bringing the certificates for each veteran here today being recognized. The State Command Chief, New Jersey Air National Guard, Chief Master Sergeant Michael J. Rakorkas. The Borough Chief, Division of Veterans Affairs, New Jersey Department of Military and Veterans Affairs, Sergeant Retired Joseph Nizio. And this next gentleman had a great role in putting this all together here today, and we thank him very much for that. He's the director of the Ocean County Veterans Service Bureau, Phil Zimmerman. We thank you all for being here, and everyone should know we would have had representatives from the 10th Legislative District here today, but they're all called to the State House to vote on important matters. And the same happened for Congressman Kim. Jason told me he's in Washington probably, so he's doing great things for all of us down there in Washington. Okay, at this time we'll hear some remarks from some of our guests here today. And at this time it's my great pleasure to introduce Phil Zimmerman again. Phil, again, is the director of the Ocean County Veterans Service Bureau, and he's a veteran himself, and he just does great things for veterans every day. Please welcome Phil Zimmerman.
Thank you. Before I start, I just realized something. It may be time to get those VA hearing aids. So on behalf of Commissioner Quinn, our liaison, and the people who work at the Ocean County Veterans Service Bureau, we are very honored to be here today with you to recognize the efforts of our brothers and sisters who have served this great country. I'll keep it short because I'm not known to be very short. I like to talk a lot. There's an old saying, the greatest prayer that can ever be uttered is thank you. And today it's about thank you. Many of us never heard those words when we served the military. What I remember is dogs and sailors keep off the grass. But times have changed. Times have changed and changed for the better. 1% of our nation's population puts the uniform on and serves, proudly served this country. And today we have that opportunity to recognize our sisters and brothers who have done just that, and to say thank you to them, because they deserve our thanks. Our job at the Ocean County Veterans Service Bureau is to continue to work with our veteran sisters and brothers to ensure that they get the benefits that they're entitled to. We're a team with DMAVA and other agencies that work to make sure that our veterans do get the benefits that they deserve. So if you served and you don't think that you're worthy, you're wrong. Every single one of us who put the uniform on are worthy. It's not a competition. It's about you and what happened to you in the military. So never think someone had it worse than you, and therefore you can't apply for a benefit. You can, and you should, because the only person you're taking away from is yourself. So today is a day of happiness, a day of recognition, and it's a day of celebration. So for those who are about to receive the recognition of these medals, thank you for your service, and let the adventure continue. Let it continue, and let's see where life takes us. Thank you.
Thank you, Phil. As the chief of the Veterans Benefits Bureau, Division of Veterans Services, New Jersey Department of Military and Veterans Affairs, Joe Nizio's main duty is to assist veterans and their families with all state and federal VA entitlements. In addition to this, Joe oversees the daily operations of DMAVA's Veterans Benefits Bureau, which includes state grant programs, database records pertaining to veterans' preference for civil service and pension, and overseeing DMAVA's extensive outreach program. Joe is also a retired sergeant in the New Jersey Army National Guard and is a veteran of Operation Iraqi Freedom, where he was severely wounded and received the Purple Heart. Please welcome Sergeant Retired Joseph Nizio.
Thank you, Chuck, and good morning, everyone. Let me start by saying I want to wish everyone a happy, healthy, and safe Memorial Day weekend coming up. The gentleman I'm about to introduce, Chuck mentioned earlier, but I'm going to introduce him one more time. Brigadier General Patrick M. Kennedy is the Assistant Adjutant General, Air, New Jersey National Guard, and serves as the commander of the New Jersey Air National Guard. He also currently serves as the superintendent at DeMava's Veterans Haven South facility in Winslow Township. Brigadier General Kennedy exercises command and control over 2 flying wings, performs fighter and air refueling missions, and serves as the principal advisor to the Adjutant General on the execution of Air Guard assets. He is responsible for the development and training of over 2,300 airmen and the implementation of all policy regarding the New Jersey Air National Guard. Brigadier General Kennedy has logged over 2,200 flight hours to include combat support sorties for both Operation Enduring Freedom and Iraqi Freedom. He is rated as a senior navigator and has flown KC-135s, T-37Bs, and T-43A aircraft. He has a Bachelor's of Arts degree from Richard Stockton University, a Master's of Business Administration from Rutgers University, and is a graduate of the U.S. Air Force's Air War College. Brigadier General Kennedy has held numerous command positions, including commander of the 108th Air Wing at Joint Base McGuire-Dix Lakehurst and Chief of Staff, Joint Force Headquarters, Joint Base McGuire-Dix Lakehurst. He has received many awards and decorations to include the Legion of Merit with Oak Leaf Cluster, the Meritorious Service Medal with 2 Oak Leaf Clusters, the Air Medal, and the Air Force Commendation Medal, to name a few. His care and concern for the men and women he commands, the safety of the citizens of the state of New Jersey, and his fellow veterans' well-being shows every day in the performance of his duties. Please welcome Brigadier General Patrick M. Kennedy.
Well, good morning. So it's always humbling to sit there and listen to your bio, and then a couple things you realize, man, I've been doing this a long time. And I will tell you, one of the highlights is to come and do these ceremonies. And it's really exciting to be able to get back and do them after, the last 24 months of not being able to gather together and recognize all the great work the veterans do. So on behalf of General Howell, the Adjutant General, and Colonel Retired Walter Nahr, Deputy Commissioner for Veterans Affairs, I'm thrilled to be here to oversee this event this morning. So when I think about the veterans, or when I think our citizens think about veterans, often what comes to mind are some of us who have gone on in our years, right? Maybe have gray hair, wear a hat with a lot of pins on it. We see them around. That's typically, when I grew up, what I thought of as a veteran. But the face of the veteran has really changed. It's changed over the course of my career, my adult life. And, today's veteran is, we have men, we have women, we have all races and creeds. And, in the last 25 years of warfare that we've just started to wind down from, we have disabled vets. We have just the gamut that is really sewn into our local communities, and it's really important for us to take the time and recognize the work they did. As was mentioned, often some service has been completed without even a thank you. So this is a great opportunity to come back and recognize the vets. I also, when I think of a veteran, I really think of the iconic symbol of the National Guard, which is the Minuteman. And if you think of that symbol, I think that really defines what a veteran is to our country and to the world. And the Minuteman, there's the statue, the statue of the Minuteman sits just north of Concord, Massachusetts, where the first shot was fought in the volley of the Revolutionary War. And that Minuteman stands there, and if you can think of the image, there's a plow at the ground, and he's got a musket in his hand. And that plow represents everything that's important to him. He's a farmer. It represents his community and his family. And in the picture, and if you take a look at the image, he's actually taking a step away from that plow, stepping away from everything that's important to him and picking up a musket, which is really answering the call and responding to the nation's request or service. And as Emerson wrote, that fateful day, or that fateful morning in April of '76, in that little, just north of Concord, at the Old North Bridge, when Emerson wrote the shot that was fired across the world, or heard across the world, if you think about that for a minute, that shot was fired by those embattled farmers at the arguably the greatest military the world has ever known. The British Army of King George, that had the greatest army and the greatest navy, that was the most powerful thing across the globe. And you think about the courage it took for that average citizen, farmer, to step away from everything that's important, to draw a line in the sand for those things that were most important to not just American citizens, but to human beings across the world. And that's what I think of when I think of a veteran, is that sacrifice. And whether you enlisted or were drafted or served, maybe saw combat, maybe were in a war, maybe saw multiple wars in your career, every veteran made that same commitment to walk away from what was comfortable, what was their home, what their livelihood was, their family, to serve for a greater purpose. And so that's the type of individual, the type of citizen that I see as our everyday veteran, and those are the veterans that we recognize on a regular basis, and those are the veterans that we're recognizing today. So thank you very much for coming out this morning. I'm just so excited to be here, and with that, Chuck, let's give out some awards. Thank you.
Thank you, General Kennedy. In addition to receiving state medals here today, all recipients will receive certificates from Governor Murphy, New Jersey's Adjutant General, Brigadier General Lisa Howe, Assemblyman Catalano, and Congressman Kim. Also, all recipients who served during the Vietnam War will receive a commemorative 50th anniversary lapel pin, upon which a message reads, "A grateful nation thanks and honors you." When I call your name, please come forward to be decorated. If you aren't able to come forward, raise your hand and we will come to you. Family members, please feel free to come forward and take as many pictures as you want. This is a special moment, and we will wait while you are taking pictures. At this time, I'll ask our presenters to please come forward, which they have done. Attention to orders. The Governor and the Adjutant General, on behalf of the people of the state of New Jersey, and in accordance with applicable law, present the following awards. The New Jersey Distinguished Service Medal and the Global War on Terrorism Medal are presented to Army Staff Sergeant Dorit Atias for service in both Operation Enduring Freedom and Operation Iraqi Freedom. Thank you, Joe. The New Jersey Distinguished Service Medal is presented to Navy Machinist Mate Petty Officer Second Class Joseph R. Brander, Jr. for honorable service during classified service in hostile waters. The New Jersey Distinguished Service Medal and the Vietnam Service Medal are presented to Navy Engineman Petty Officer Third Class Joseph R. Breslin for service in the Vietnam War. The New Jersey Meritorious Service Medal is presented posthumously to Army Staff Sergeant Thomas D. Chaffatelli for service during the Vietnam War. Accepting the award is his wife, Jane Chaffatelli. The New Jersey Meritorious Service Medal is presented to Navy Aviation Electronics Technician, Petty Officer Second Class, Robert L. Colucci, Jr., for service during the Vietnam War. The New Jersey Meritorious Service Medal is presented to Army Specialist William R. DiCosimo for service during the Vietnam War. The New Jersey Meritorious Service Medal is presented to Marine Corps Corporal Thomas J. Devine for service during the Vietnam War. The New Jersey Meritorious Service Medal is presented to Navy Boatswain's Mate, Petty Officer Second Class, Brian Hagel, for service during the Vietnam War. The New Jersey Distinguished Service Medal with Oak Leaf Cluster, the Vietnam Service Medal, the Desert Shield Desert Storm Service Medal, and the Global War on Terrorism Medal are presented to Bronze Star Medal recipient Army Colonel Charles A. Idiamarco for service in the Vietnam War, Operation Desert Shield Desert Storm, and Operation Iraqi Freedom. Gang. No. The New Jersey Meritorious Service Medal is presented to Army Specialist Bruce G. Miller for service during the Vietnam War. The New Jersey Meritorious Service Medal is presented to Army Specialist David R. Nowicki for service during the Vietnam War. The New Jersey Meritorious Service Medal is presented posthumously to Navy Dental Technician, Petty Officer Second Class Roger W. Perry for service during the Vietnam War. Accepting the award is his daughter, Anna Lisa Zolezzi. The New Jersey Distinguished Service Medal and the Vietnam Service Medal are presented to Army Specialist Jose D. Pires for service in the Vietnam War. The New Jersey Distinguished Service Medal and the Global War and Terrorism Medal are presented to Army Colonel James J. Ritchie for service in Operation Enduring Freedom. The New Jersey Meritorious Service Medal is presented posthumously to Marine Corps Sergeant George R. Seicher for service during World War II. Accepting the award are his daughters, Donna Greeley and Doreen Venatelli. The New Jersey Distinguished Service Medal and the Vietnam Service Medal are awarded to Army Private First Class Jeffrey Shapiro for service in the Vietnam War. The New Jersey Meritorious Service Medal is presented to Army Sergeant Val C. Soma for honorable service in the United States Army. The New Jersey Meritorious Service Medal is presented to Army Specialist Joseph L. Travaskis, Jr. for service during the Vietnam War. The New Jersey Meritorious Service Medal is presented to Air Force Staff Sergeant Henry Hank W. Voss for service during the Vietnam War.
That's Commissioner Bobby Joe Kerr. The lady, just, you know.
Okay. The New Jersey Meritorious Service Medal is presented to Army Private First Class Diane B. Werner for service during the Vietnam War.
Granddaughter.
He's here too?
Yeah, granddaughter.
The New Jersey Meritorious Service Medal is presented posthumously to Army Corporal Augustino A. Zalesi for service during the Korean War. Accepting the award is his son Michael Zalesi and granddaughter Anna Lisa. The New Jersey Distinguished Service Medal and the Desert Shield, Desert Storm Medal are presented to Marine Corps Lance Corporal Michael J. Zalesi for service in Operation Desert Shield, Desert Storm. That concludes the medal presentation part of the ceremony. Is there anyone we may have forgotten or who arrived late? Good. If not, let's have a huge round of applause for all our recipients here today. At this time, I'll ask our presenters to please take their seats. I just got word that one of our Ocean County commissioners arrived. Please have a warm round of applause for Ocean County Commissioner Bobby Joe Cray. Hey, would you like to say a few words? Please, please, please.
Is this one work? I'm going to take this off. I'm a little on the short side, so I don't like to stand behind this. I'm sorry for being late. I just left the meeting, but I couldn't let the day go by without coming to greet you all and to say thank you. My husband was
Thank you, Commissioner. Before we finish, there's a few people I'd like to thank and recognize that made this ceremony a success. They include, and this lady I'm about to introduce works so hard every day taking care of the veterans of our great state, and you saw her handing out the certificates today. This ceremony happens mainly because of Jen. A warm round of applause, please, for Jennifer Kolasiewski. She's sitting over there. Yes. Thank you, Jen. From our public affairs officer, you saw him walking around taking close-up shots. Unbelievable. Mark Olson. Mark. Mark promises there'll be pictures of the ceremony later on Facebook and Twitter. Okay? And we have many veterans groups and service providers here today that you see lined in center court, in which you should all stop by and say hello to, ask questions, and possibly even join their ranks as a member. We thank them all for being there, and I hope I'm going to recognize them all. I hope I got everybody. We have the American Legion, including Ocean County Commander Rich Godfrey. The Ocean County Veteran Service Bureau is here, and you already heard from Phil. The Ocean County Connection and Director Layla Wade. Okay, Community Hope is here. Catherine Galeski. There she is, okay. Thank you, Catherine. Jewish war veterans are here. State Commander Larry Rosenthal. Thank you, Larry. Veterans of Foreign Wars. Past State Commander Barbara Hageman is here. And others. Disabled American veterans are here. I'm not sure who's here with them, but I didn't see Johnny Walker. I don't know if George Shep is here or Michael Walker. Okay. AMVETS is here, the Marine Corps, Lee is here, and also the Department of Military and Veterans Affairs is here, and that table is manned by Veterans Service Officer Danielle Cardoso, who also has, she's also in our BRIC office at the BRIC Clinic. And we cannot, of course, forget the Ocean County Board of Commissioners for all the help here. You heard from Mary Barbara Joe, so thank you for being here, all right? And also we thank the Ocean County Building and Grounds Department and their Director Joe Myers. They helped secure a lot of the chairs you're sitting in today. And you see this great, what I call presidential podium here. I love this podium because if you go around Legion Halls and VFW, they're really old and everything, and this is just a great modern one. And Sergeant Smith, thank you for this camouflage. That really makes the things. But National Guard Sergeant Ed Smith, thank you for bringing that in. You see the service branch flags behind us. They were put up by SAS Stars and Jamie Richardson. I don't know if Jamie's here or not, but thank you, Jamie, for doing that. Make a great backdrop. And and also remind everybody, General Kennedy doesn't notice, but he has volunteered to take pictures with anybody right in front of our beautiful kiosk here following the ceremony. Thank you, General. Okay. We thank everyone associated with the Ocean County Mall for allowing us to come here and conduct the ceremony. As mentioned earlier, this is a veteran-friendly mall, so please support it. And also with us here today, I'd like to mention this gentleman. He's the superintendent of Brigadier General William C. Doyle Veterans Cemetery. He's standing in the back. In case you've never been out to Brigadier General William C. Doyle Veterans Cemetery, we call it the Arlington of New Jersey. It's a beautiful cemetery, and all veterans should consider their final resting place being there. Hobart Monty. Wave your hand, Hobart. Thank you, Hobart. And finally, our Salute to America veterans team that helped put this all together. This includes Phil Zimmerman, my friend, that great Marine you've seen walking around here all day, barking out orders. His name is Ed McBride. I don't know where he's at, but he's around here somewhere, all right? The Ocean County Consumer Affairs Division, and of course the Ocean County Commissioners, and some of us from DeMava. That concludes our medal presentation part of a Salute to America Day here in the Ocean County Mall. I want to thank you all for coming out. Have a great day. To all our veterans, thank you for your service. Thank you.